On the fourth day of Christmas, Foundations gave to me an incredible but true story.
So how I got to know about Foundations for Living is actually I worked at Neville's, and Michael Hall, who is now the assistant director, was my boss. And at the time, I worked for him, and I got to know him a little bit there and learn kind of who he was as a person. And I found out that he volunteered at Foundations for Living, and I was curious to know what exactly that was, and he kind of explained it to me. And at the time, actually, he was even volunteering for the overnight and also mostly really running the warming center in the wintertime. And so at the time I wasn't old enough to volunteer, but it definitely piqued my interest, and I was excited to volunteer when I became 18. And so that's how I found Foundations, and we just kind of built a relationship, and yeah, that just really piqued my interest. A few things that I really like about Foundations for Living is, first of all, it's probably one of the main and only crisis intervention systems around the area. And so it really is just a bright beacon of hope for everyone in this area that might not have it. And another thing that I like about Foundations is the fact that not only do they realize that you need physical help and mental help, you also need spiritual help as well. And that without all three of those things, you can't be fully healthy. And I think that's something that is so important that not a lot of organizations really recognize, is the fact that you also need spiritual health. And so that's a huge reason why I love Foundations. So what I do here is I volunteer when I can, but I also am paid staff for overnight, and so I hang out with the guys overnight here at the warming center. And so it's been awesome because I've gotten to know a lot of the guys come through here and really just kind of hear their stories and just have great fellowship by hanging out and having a good time. Most of the time we watch shows or we eat together and we just hang out, and we get to know each other, and we get to at sometimes have really great conversations, and we get to pour our hearts to each other. So that's what I do here.